Hello YouTube, and welcome back to our history lesson as we continue our adventure in the wonderful world of Wizardry 1 Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. So when we left off, we had made a few levels and progressed a little bit. So before we got started today, I went ahead and I healed up all our characters, and I was just checking how much experience it would take for them to reach the next level. And that's about almost 3,000. And I'm thinking the mage is probably at 3,000. So today we're going to see if we can get a little bit farther in the maze. So let's head on out there. Let's see what we can find. We're going to go visit these same rooms real quick just to see how improved our combat is. Of course, there's nothing there. There we go. And not anything challenging, so 1, 2, 3. Disarm the trap. 16 gold. We're getting to the point where we may be able to start looking at upgrading some of our equipment soon. So that'll be helpful. But for now, we'll just persist with what we have. Took a little bit of damage there. There's only 3 of them, so we should be okay. And we're doing multiple hits now, so we're hitting 2 times instead of just the 1 time we were hitting before. Okay. And this game is all keyboard controlled, of course, so occasionally I hit the move button 1 too many times, and that's the you can't walk through walls here. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of those kobolds. Yep, we did. And now we just have the orcs. Looks like we took 1 damage, a miss, and a hit. Ran away. Killed 1. Ran away. And that leaves us 2. Should be able to take these out fairly easily. So it does look like our combat prowess improved quite a bit. We're not taking as much damage and combat isn't lasting as long. I really wish that Fowler would have gotten some more experience when he leveled up, so he'd be closer to 30 like the others instead of closer to 20 where he is. But we didn't get that. Stunner. Looks like we're gonna get stunned. Paralyzed. And there should be an anti-paralyze, I think. So let's camp. We're going to cast a spell. And now we're not paralyzed anymore. And like I've said before, the spells in this game are not clear English. And that's okay. It comes with a spell guide, and I have to keep looking at it because they're not English. So you can't just cast Fireball. You have to cast the game's equivalent of Fireball. And we got those 3 small humanoids out of the way. So the slimes should be no problem. And now we're going to try to go through the door. And it opens up into this room here. And it says the area is out of bounds. And I'm pretty sure it's just darkness. But I don't remember exactly, so... go down here. There's another door. Thought there was supposed to be a door there. And this is where it starts to get a little bit more involved. A little more difficult. The combat becomes more challenging. You actually have to take a little bit more action. But with our new levels, hopefully we'll put out enough damage to where we can handle it. And we're down to 2, 1, done. Another 300 experience and 13 gold. So this room should be square. And we can walk down back to where we were, which is this long hallway. 2 more. And then 2 more. And I figured this was coming. 1 down. 3 down. And once you get to level 4 and you're on level 1 of the maze, it shouldn't be too hard. There's a few encounters that are specific, like Murphy's Ghost, who I think level 5 is about when I would approach that one. It can carry you to level 7, but that's just, yeah, there's a door here somewhere. And here's the problem with this game. If you happen to forget where you are, you can get lost really easy. And then without having the mapping spell, it's hard to tell which direction you're facing or where you need to go. So sometimes that comes in handy, even if you have the map in front of you. Like I said, there is no auto map feature in this game. You are the auto map. Okay. Kobolds. Nothing too threatening. Got one. Got both. 138 experience. 23 gold, though. And these are hidden doors that we're looking at. Okay. In this room is a silver statue of a boar with horns and long fangs. On the wall by the statue is a message, partially obscured, that appears to have been left by passing elves. It is hardly legible, but some comments warning about ghosts and demons can still be made out. Now, this particular room is supposed to grant a key. I don't remember much about it, so I don't know if we're too low or just about the right level. We're going to go ahead and search, and I'm guessing we got the key. So let's camp. Let's see who got the key. He got the key. So we need to take it back and get it identified eventually. But we don't need to do that just yet. And we have not gotten our second healing spell for our priest. So we're still healing with a level 1 spell. Makes it a little harder. But it gets the job done eventually. Just we can only do it 3 more times. Okay. And 9 small humanoids, and they surprised us. Hopefully they run away. Or at least miss. And they're not really running away. Okay, killed one in the second group. One ran away. Killed one. Killed 2. Ran away. Missed. Got the last combat one that we're going to see. Which leaves us 3. Killed the orc. He missed. Killed the small humanoid. Killed the orc. So let's see what we ended up in. 394 experience. It's not bad. It would have been nice if we could have got them all, but we didn't. So we're back in that room with the area out of bounds. So now we're going to go the other way down the hall. And at the end of this hall, if I'm not mistaken, is the stairs down. So let's go see if they're there. Yes, they are. So my map is still accurate. So let's go through this door, which takes us down another hallway, 2 doors, and we'll go on the one on the right. 5 skeletons. We got a couple misses. 3. Took a little bit of damage. 3. And a miss. We should be able to take these out. The undead kobolds, they're kind of iffy whether you want to fight them or run away. But on this level, I'm not going to complain about the experience. And can always do a dispel and hope it gets rid of them. It seems we're doing okay. So I think getting those extra levels was actually a good idea, because we're surviving a lot better than we did. And our thief seems to be doing his job today, whereas yesterday he kept getting poisoned. Five more orcs, and they're surprising us. Ran away and a little bit of damage. Ran away. A little bit of damage. So that takes us to 2 left. And we could take them. Maybe I talked too soon. We're not doing a tremendous amount of damage. Slimes. At least we surprised them, so should go quick. Another encounter. Some more orcs, and they surprised us. I don't remember what the surprise roll is based off of, who surprises who. So I think I'll have to look that up tomorrow so I can maybe have an answer for you. But I don't know that anybody actually knows. And there's really nobody you can ask anymore. When the game was out, back in the early 80s, we actually had some conversations with the developing studio. They had a Invisa Inc. help guide in the manuals, so you could take one of those pens, if I recall, and slide it across the answer to a question in the manual, and it would give you hints. And there were several boxes that you could go down, so that if you wanted an easy hint, you just undid the first one. But if you wanted more help, you did the second one. And that was honestly one of the best ways you could do an adventure game. Okay, so that's the north way in the hallway. So we want to go this way. And there are a number of secret doors or one-way doors, and I'm trying to avoid those right now. So we don't need to put ourselves in a situation where we can't get back out very quickly because we can't heal poison from chests or severe cases of paralysis just yet. So we need to get within range of being able to escape if we have to. And I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, because running back to the entrance is not my favorite thing. Okay. Now this room, and I'm pretty sure that is a one-way door coming back. So we shouldn't be able to push through, but coming back another way puts us back through. Okay, so turn around. Down the hallway, turn this way, and I don't remember that door. Now I do. There's a room over here. And a pretty much identical room on the other side, but it's got a secret door in it, which leads into a hallway. And I think it's a one-way door. So we're not going to go that way yet because we don't have the capacity to, or the capability to teleport back out if we get locked in. In this game, teleporting is a spell, and if you mess it up, when you do have it, you can teleport into solid rock and your entire party is dead. And we're poisoned. So let's skedaddle. Get out of here. pretty sure we need to go this way. And this is what I was talking about the other day. Thief is poison, and we have to fight 8 small humanoids. Fortunately, they run away a lot. And you can see he's losing points. We need 2 Dios, our fighter, and Alito to do some damage. So there's 1 dead, 2 dead. Oh yeah, 3 points. Helpful. This killed a small humanoid. 1 left. Now, I don't know if I talked about death in this game, and death isn't necessarily permanent, but in some cases it might as well be. I think we're going the right way. We are not. Yep, there we go. We need to go in here. And then back to the stairs. And you can see our thief lost 10 hit points just walking out. So death in this game, when your character's dead, you have to go to the temple. And the temple is exceedingly expensive. It'll be thousands of gold in order to heal him, and we don't have anybody who's paralyzed or dead yet, fortunately, but it can cost a lot to resurrect someone. Now, there are several outcomes that the temple can have when they cast a resurrection. You can succeed and you get your character back. They can fail and you still get charged, or they can critically fail and your character turns to ash and he's gone. Now remember what I said about this game being unforgiving. So you spend thousands of coins on the attempt to get your character back, and somebody in the temple crosses their fingers when they should have crossed their toes, and now your friend is incinerated and can't be brought back, but you still get charged for it. But that is what makes these so challenging and so fun. If it wasn't for the challenge in the sense that you could actually lose something, there's really no point to play a game like this. I can continue to walk around and hit monsters and get gold, and if I didn't have to worry about character death or any of that, I would get bored with this rather quickly. But as it stands, I've got equipment to buy, I've got characters to maintain, I've got things to worry about, and I have to keep track of stuff. So in your adventures you have now, your character dies and you load your last save point. Every few cycles is a save point for this game. There's no loading a save file unless you export. There's ways to do it, but you're not going to be able to say back up 5 minutes. You're going to have to plan for that. When you do that is when you're going down to fight the last battle against the wizard. You're probably going to want to back up your folder, because if you screw up, and even if you don't screw up, that battle has a couple of high ninjas in it, and they will flat out decapitate your characters, which instantly kills them. You don't go very far without your head. So once that happens, I don't think they can be brought back. But either way, a party of 6 people with 5 other than their heads cut off certainly isn't going to be able to fight a bunch of vampires, high ninjas, and other high leader characters, semi-bosses, then fight the boss, unless you're really high. But without that, what's the sense of playing a game if there's no challenge? If it doesn't constantly make you think, what could I do better? What could I do to avoid situations that might kill me? And I don't want to suffer those consequences, so how do I get out of that consequence? It teaches you that you really have to be careful. You have to plan. You can't just count on being able to reset it. I think you can in the Nintendo version, but I don't know for sure. But resetting the PC version, you usually walk away without your characters after you reset it mid-cycle. So if you shut it down and you're out active and it happens to be writing your characters at that moment, there's a high likelihood you'll come back and you'll have no characters. So let's go to the adventures then. And let's start with our mage, because typically he's going to need more than everyone else. So let's see if he got enough. And he needs 576 points to make the next level. So we're going to leave, but we're going to go to the trading post. And we're going to send Valor in. And we're going to have him identify that. Well, we're not going to identify the key, because we don't have 150,000 gold. But we can identify that shield. Large shield. Which is what he already has, and what all the other fighters have. So that's just going to be a sell. So your priest can actually identify items as well, but I don't think we have that spell yet. That comes... Let me check the list. I think it's level 6. No, it's not. It's probably... Well, maybe I was wrong. Like I said, I haven't played this game for a long time, so... Nope, that's right. It's a level 3 spell. So... let's go try that. Let's go to the edge of town, maze. We want to inspect Valor. We want to trade to our priest, and we want to trade no gold, but we want to give item 4. Okay, and we leave, and now we want to inspect 4, and we want to cast a spell. And that spell is... I got that spell there, right? No. Think. And he can't say it. I don't know if it's because I spelled it wrong. Let me try again. And he does not have it yet. So, since it's a level 3 spell, and he only has 2 of the 4 or 5 level 3 spells there are, I think he might get it next level. So, what we're going to do, since we made some progress today, is we're going to stop here, because I did get a late start on this, but I did want to get a video out. So, we made it further in the dungeon, and we got a key, but we could not identify it because we don't have enough money, and our priest isn't high enough to identify it as on his own. So we're going to stop the video here so that we can have a good resting point, because otherwise we're going to have to go back into the dungeon, and that's going to add about another 20 minutes onto the video, which it's already getting kind of long, so another 20 minutes is not going to be great. But when we come back tomorrow, I will have all the characters healed up, and we will get that last 600-ish points to get everybody a level, and then maybe then our priest will have that spell. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you have any questions about Wizardry or the series or any of that, just go ahead and ask. I can't promise I can answer it, but like I said before, I did play this game a lot when it came out, and I have a lot of letters from Sir Tech that we sent and asked questions, and they wrote back, and I have a great deal of notes that we took playing through this the first time. Some of them don't make a lot of sense to me anymore because I haven't seen this particular game since about 1983, but it's a good game. A lot of this is coming back to me. The maze is going to be a maze, so I'm going to have to look at the map every time. And if you want to follow along, you can search online for Wizardry 1 maps, and you'll find a lot of them out there. So if you want to look at that when we are exploring, you can kind of see where we are. I can't really do two-screen with the DOS program to show you the map next to it, which I wish I could, but if I do that, you can't. I tried it. You can't see the screen with the action because the map covers it up. And if I shrink the screen with the application down, the characters fade and you can't see what's on the screen too much. There may be a way to do it, but it still wouldn't show you so much where we are on the map. It would just show you a static picture of the map with some symbols on it. And if you didn't know what those were by looking at the legend, you wouldn't know what we were approaching or trying to do. So anyway, if you want to watch the next episode, and you might want to have that map open somewhere from the internet while you're watching it, so you can flip back and forth and see kind of the 20 by 20 square space we're working in, and see where we can go. And maybe we'll get through that off limits area tomorrow, because we're pretty close to making a level and getting around where we can do everything we want to do. We're about leveled out for the first floor, and I think level 7 is when things become pretty trivial on first floor, and we're fairly close, I think. So anyway, until next time, if you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe and click that like button. Leave me a comment if there's something that you want to see me play next. What I intend to play next is, of course, Wizardry 2, but I'm also looking at some other retro games to maybe play a little bit of in between breaks. And there were some games that I had from way back, like Telengard and Rogue and things like that. I haven't played Rogue in a long time, but Telengard is really similar to Rogue. It's 150 levels of randomly generated dungeon, but it's still fun to just see how far you can get in one little sitting. If I remember right, I made it all the way to the bottom once, and that was it. I don't think I'd do it again, but I did intend to maybe do a little bit of the Telengard gameplay in between Wizardry 1 and Wizardry 2, or maybe some other brief one-shot game there, because after we're done with Wizardry, maybe we'll do Ultima, starting at Ultima 1 and work our way all the way up, unless you guys would rather watch something else. So I'd like to hear your comments on what you'd like to see. And if you're watching this and you also watch some of my other videos, I don't just play classic games. I play other stuff too. A lot of MMOs, if there's one of those you want to see. I had actually worked to maybe contact Funcom to see if I could do some Anarchy Online stuff, but I haven't heard back from their legal department yet, and I don't want to get in trouble, so we're not going to do anything with them. But I did do something with the Star Wars Galaxies emulator for Monday, what I'm kind of calling it MMO Monday. So maybe next week we'll talk about my thoughts on Black Desert or one of those games, because I have a great number of them. But like I said, you guys are the ones who I'm entertaining, so tell me what you want to see. And until then, I will talk to you later.